This is not the point when I want the camera to fall. Woo! It is a challenge after all. It's not going to be easy. This is why it is called Britain's... What is it called? They're absolutely everywhere. So good. What's up guys, it's Eddie Fitz. It's day 3 of the Cape Wrath Trail. We've just packed away our tent, we're ready to go. We've got a river to follow all the way down. We don't know if we need to cross it at the bottom. It was raining the whole night, so we're expecting it is going to be quite the cross. But last night's camp spot was incredible. The views were so good all the way down here. Nice meandering river and the huge peak in behind us, so it was really awesome. The sleep starts to catch up in you. That was day 2, and waking up was just a little bit harder, and I suspect it's only going to get harder and harder and harder to wake up. But remembering that high point of getting to the end is what we're trying to make, so let's do it. So far, since the camp spot, it's just been a bog fest. Just marching through it. Ugh. And getting stuck in it. That probably wasn't the best idea to go through that bit. But aye. Hopefully at the end of the river it'll be less boggy, but this is a Cape Wrath after all. We've finally reached a point where we can cross the river. The black bags ain't going to work for this one, so we've opted for a little water shoes that we're going to cross over with. Hopefully I still have the camera at the other side and it hasn't fell in there and I've not fell in there. Fingers crossed. So I've let my dad be the guinea pig. He can test it first before I go across with the camera stuff. You can see it's fairly deep, up to the knees. It'll be nice just to cool the feet. That'll be the best part, is just getting your legs and feet cooled in. It's been pretty boggy so far. We knew we had to cross the river. It was probably better to cross where we were camping, but we just continued to follow it down because that's what the guidebook and the map and Walk Highlands and stuff had said. But because it was raining last night, it's in full flow. That's why it was probably better to move when we were up there. That's him almost at the end. Made it so far, so good. Here goes nothing. Whoa. This is not the point when I want the camera to fall. Woo! Oh, right or left? Oh. I have got such a bad balance, but I'm almost there. made it across, camera safe. That's us reached the bridge. Hopefully from here the path looks a little bit clearer, but you never know. I'm glad we crossed when we did further up, because it's looking not that good down there. So it's better that we crossed further up. It's actually a better path on that side rather than going up and down and up and down. So onwards and up. It's so good to finally be It's so good to finally be back on a track. We've just been walking through this marshland, so boggy, but now that we're back on a track, it feels so good. I've never been so excited to be on a 4x4 track in all my life. The bog just really zaps all your energy, and it's quite a warm day, so just absolute sweating. But hopefully we can get a wee bit of a breather on this and sort of get some miles in there, push on. We've got another big up today, so let's see how we get on. Really feeling it a little bit more today. Struggling a little bit with my shoulders, but just got to push through. Some days you just get a little bit sore, other days you feel fantastic, so don't always let the sore bits get you down. So we've got a good bit of path to go. Keep my head up, keep pushing through, see how we go. I think after a wee bit of food, lunchtime and stuff, I'll be fueled and I'll be singing away again. So sometimes you just need to push through the hard bits and get to the good times. It's funny, always gets to a point in these walks, I don't think it'd have been so soon, that all I can think about is takeaway food. Just every single time I do these walks, I can think about the greasiest, fattest food that you can think of. I don't know if it's just me or if everybody does the same thing. Maybe you think about a wee cake, but I definitely think about a curry, pizza, McDonald's, the lot. Could have it all. That would definitely get me through this part. What a stretch that was. We've not really got anywhere. It's taken us about 50 minutes just to get through one little tiny part, and it was just because there was a river passing through, really boggy. I ended up falling into here. It's actually quite scary when you get your foot stuck in and it's like cement just wrapped around your leg. Now I'm absolutely soaking. Tried to keep my boots dry for so long, and now it's just like 2 puddles. So day 3, boots are soaked. Time to get back into my other socks that were drying. It's at points like this where you just feel like giving up, but you then just have to remember it is a challenge after all. It's not going to be easy. This is why it is called Britain's, what is it called?
West Highland Way.
What is it called again?
Trail.
Aye, but it's called one of Britain's toughest. It is a challenge after all, and they do say that it's one of Britain's toughest walks, so just got to keep that in mind. Let's hope I don't fall back in the bog again. Just a tad wet. We'll just try to plough on, get some miles in. Obviously, because it took so much time with me falling in the bog, I finally dried up, which is good. I changed socks obviously, got on a fresh pair. Boots are still a wee bit damp, but just try to march on. We've got quite a big up further ahead, so we'll see where we get to after that. Might push on a little bit. We're aiming for around 13 miles today, see how we get on. I think it's just tiredness that's kicking in, but went back in, knee deep, in the bog. This time, I'm not as wet. I was quite late, so I just need to keep my head focused, use my poles, stop trying to rush it. I think it gets to a point in the day where you always try and rush, especially when you feel that you've lost time before. So try not to rush. Well, I was rushing, but try not to rush from here. I absolutely love moments like this, where your head's been down, you've just been marching for so long, and you look up and there's just incredible views in the background. We've got the loch ahead, and just mountains surrounding us, as you can see. It is absolutely awesome the way the clouds are just rolling in. And sometimes, you know, you just need to push through, get through the miles, and this is the beauty that you get. It doesn't get much better than this. It's always good to take 5 minutes and little bits like this, just because this is why we're on the Cape Wrath Trail, to get to some of the most remote locations in Scotland. So may as well stop, take it all in, and then get back on the road. Day 3 is complete. It's been a tough day, hard, but sometimes you just kind of need to go through those hard days to get to some of the highlights. And obviously you're in some amazing parts of Scotland. You've just got to take it in. It's always going to be hard. I know it's going to be a challenge. Definitely ain't going to be easy. The boggy stretches have been so hard to kind of just like push on, and you don't really get that far through the bog. Your legs get quite tired, and obviously carrying all the camera gear just makes it that little bit more difficult, and really like it's quite heavy, and lugging it around makes me lose my balance, getting a bit of a huff. But you know, I'm carrying it for the reason I captured in these kind of moments and showing everybody else what it's like to walk the Cape Wrath Trail. It's not always going to be easy, it's not always going to be the best, but that's exactly what this challenge is all about. So this is it for day 3. Hopefully we'll have a good day tomorrow. Weather's not supposed to be great, but it's Scotland after all.